So this video is going to go up on Valentine's Day for a very special reason. It is the holiday that is notorious for love and celebration of love and affirmation of love, so I thought what better to talk about than why I love metal. That is a very broad topic to tackle, and so I obviously am not going to be able to touch upon everything, and I do plan on fairly soon doing an entire video of like my metal story and journey for metal, but I want to focus on why I am so attracted to the metal community and just metal as a whole. So I have a very hyper-fixated and addictive sort of personality when it comes to fandoms. I will viscerally tear through a fandom so quickly and become so attached to something that you will not be able to latch me off of it. I will literally be a fucking parasite. And so as a result of that, I have been a part of a variety of fandoms from a very vast array of different areas. Whether you're talking about very small, niche, insulated things that are very idiosyncratic and not that big in the grand scheme of things, as well as very large-scale communities with millions of people that adopt it. And at the end of all of those, I have never found one that has provided me with so many positive experiences, memories, and just an overall reputation and outlook as the metal community has. You can approach this from a purely emotional standpoint, or you can approach it from more of a semi-objective standpoint. I'll explain the objective one first. I think that metal is one of the most far-reaching and well-adaptable genres that you will find, if not the most. I am a massive music nerd. The vast majority of what I listen to, a lot of times, isn't even metal. I listen to everything from hip-hop music to folk to ambient to K-pop music to lo-fi, indie folk, and hyperpop. I am all over the place. And I also have a fascination of like little offshoots and micro-labels and micro-genres, and so I'm constantly trying to go down the rabbit hole when it comes to different movements. But when you look at metal, I truly say to anyone that there is something for anyone within the metal community in a way that it is very difficult to say about a lot of other genres. Chances are, if you don't like hyperpop or hip-hop music or just plain old rock music, it's going to be very hard to find things that pierce through, and there might be a couple of outliers. But when you look at metal music and you compare like a black metal band to an atmospheric band, like a black gaze band or a death metal band or a grindcore band or a melodic metalcore band, while it does all fall under the general metal umbrella, the things could not be farther apart. And if people are willing to sort of go past their preconceived notions of what metal exactly is, and if they don't just want to chalk it all up to that screamo music, you will usually be able to find something that they enjoy by translating what they like outside of metal into metal. Because that's another awesome thing about metal. Metal has never shied away from taking different qualities from other genres and taking it into metal music, whether it's industrial elements, electronic elements, ambient elements. No matter what you want to look at, there is some sort of influence from something else coming into metal that makes it really interesting to me. And while I could go on and on about the cliches of metal helps you get out negative emotions and it's catharsis and yada yada yada, I feel like we've all heard those things before, so I'm going to shine a light on something else. Life is a weird fucking place, full of a lot of weird people, and metal attracts a lot of those weird people and outcasts, and that is something that I am extremely attracted to just as a person. I know it sounds weird and it sounds stupid and it sounds quirky, but I just struggle and don't really enjoy talking to quote-unquote everyday normal people. I like people that are passionate, that have been through some shit or are going through some shit, people who see the world in an intense way, people that have heavy emotions on either extreme side of the spectrum, people that have a way of viewing the world that is potentially different or alternative to the way that other people do. And I've said many times before that if you want to know me outside of this channel in terms of what necessarily I am like, my personal like beliefs and what I could do if I was able to just be myself 24/7, I would be like a 90s grunge skate rat like screamo person. That's me at my heart, man. That's me at my roots. I understand that I am straight edge, but I just feel like one of those like 90s weed smoking screamo kids that would listen to all of the classic bands of like post-hardcore and screamo and hardcore punk and skate around without a worry in the world. I'm very attracted to like Midwest emo vibes and just that burnt out aesthetic of just fuck you, I got my little circle of friends. Metal has also given me an outlet and a platform in so many ways that I can't even begin to like properly ascertain into words. I have seen firsthand through fan interactions, through my Discord, through this comment section, the impact that this community has had on so many people. people, and when you're tunnel visioned on your own experience, it can become a little difficult to sort of step outside of that and understand the impact it has on others. And I'm someone that gets very emotionally attached to the things that I am invested in, and as a result of that, I am also very empathetic and sympathetic. And so when I see the dozens upon hundreds of stories from other people that I have seen through this channel, through my years of work on this channel, the stories that people have told me about their lives, about how metal saved them, about how metal got them through some of the darkest periods of their lives, how they've met people through it, how they've met some of their only friends through it, and all of the other things that I have heard. I can't even begin to imagine all of the incredible stories that I haven't even heard. Stepping into the metal world is like an alternate reality, and anytime you go to like a concert, especially like a DIY show, like I'm definitely like a DIY person at heart, there's just something about the community of it, and it not mattering like what background you come from. And yes, there are dicks. I have dealt with a lot of them. I have dealt with them by the hundreds if not thousands by now on this channel. There are certain parts of the metal world that are extremely intolerant and belligerent and constantly trying to be combative, and not in the quirky YouTube troll way, and the genuinely just some very miserable people who are miserable with their lives, and it is quite obvious that they like to take that out on other people. But for all of the shit that the metal community gets from people on the outside, metalheads are some of the most generous, awesome, trusting, loving, caring, grounded, emotionally invested, and loyal people that you're ever going to talk to. And I have yet to really find an experience in my own life that has contradicted that, outside of, like I said, the dicks, where you already kind of expect where they're coming from to be very assaulting in their language and how aggressive they can be and toxic they can be at points. If you look past that, the people that are already going to be the bad apples, the vast majority of metalheads, it is like a brother and sisterhood. Everyone has each other's backs, everyone loves the music. It doesn't matter what your background is, how much money you make, where you're from, how old you are, your race, your religion, your sex, your gender, your sexuality. No matter what you are, who you are, there's always a place in the metal world to sort of bring people together for this very aggressive form of music that binds people together. And that is how it's always been. And even when metal gets popular or it breaks through into the mainstream, at the end of the day, we're just a bunch of like kindred spirits going through the world at our own pace with this fun scene that we're a part of. And overall, that's always been my goal with this channel. I don't shy away from talking about very serious topics, obviously, or being negative about certain things, because I do think that to be critical of certain things, you have to be willing to be negative at points. Overall, I just love to spread the passion and joy and discussion and spark of this community, because that's what keeps me doing it. That's what keeps me in love with this channel and the reach that I have, and being able to turn people on to new music and spark discussion. That is so addicting to me. It genuinely gives me more serotonin than like the vast majority of things, if not anything. There's very few things otherwise that I can think of that give me the same amount of serotonin. Sorry for getting a little sentimental and sappy there. I want to know what your guys' opinions are of metal just as a whole, and why you love it so much. What makes it attractive to you? What makes you enjoy it as a person? No matter what the reason is, there is no wrong answer. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to join the review family today, and smash that notification bell to be notified of my future uploads. You know who it is, my name is Jay Morris, and I'm signing off saying farewell.